Yes, very lovely good morning to everyone. So now we are continuing with our chapter, this new kings and kingdoms. So we have discussed this earlier in this chapter about the emergence of new dynasties. What is dynasty? Dynasty means ruling family. Such as there is one ruler, then his son, then his son. So there are family of the rulers. Okay, first there was one ruler, then his son became the ruler, then his son became the ruler. So the family of rulers, so that was dynasty. So emergence of new dynasty was there. And in this emergence of new dynasty, we have come to know about that king has appointed some samantas for taking care of, for like collecting taxes, but these samantas, they declared their independence from overlords, from kings. Earlier they were subordinate to kings, now they became independent from kings. So we have taken the example of three names that has been given in your book: Dantidurg, then Mayura Sharman, and then Harichandra. So these three, they declared themselves as Samantas. And these three were also not Kshatriyas. That one Kshatriya used to be a ruler. So what they did to become Kshatriyas? Yes, what they did to become Kshatriyas? Which ritual they performed? Dantidurg. Which ritual Dantidurg performed to become Kshatriyas? You may write in chat box, bache. Which ritual was? Yes, very good, Harshita. Yes, Suhana. Very good. Okay, so the ritual was Bhavya. Yes, ritual was Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha ritual he performed to become a Kshatriya. Okay, Hiranyagarbha means the golden worm. So then he established his kingdom in Karnataka. So after these examples, now we were discussing the administration in kingdoms. As at present, we are living in the cities, we are enjoying various facilities, we are paying taxes. To whom we are paying taxes? To whom we are paying taxes? Yes. Very good. To government, we are paying taxes. What kind of taxes we are paying? Yes, Harjeet, Harshita. So every student must give your responses. Yes, Suhana, Sanket. Yes, Bhavya. Yes, very good. So we are giving electricity tax. We are giving, yes, electricity bill. Property tax we are giving. Yes, goods tax, GST, parking tax. So the tax, house tax. Okay. So we are giving these taxes to the government. And in return, what we are enjoying, or what is government doing for us? In return, what is government doing for us? Yes, government, water tax of some, yes, government is giving, maintaining streets, various facilities, various services, providing goods and facilities, giving electricity, traffic controls. Yes. So there are many facilities that government is providing to us, and we are giving taxes to the government. In the same way, when these kingdoms were established, the administration was there by the king. The king was also doing all the administration. So same way, the king was also collecting taxes. So king was collecting taxes, and yes, so those taxes that the king was collected, that were used to finance various establishments. Clear? Various structures, okay, that we have discussed. Then we have also got some prahastis there. So what does these prahastis tells us, and what are these? So prahastis means in the praise of. जैसे हम किसी की बहुत प्रेज करते हैं तो उस प्रेज को, अब यहाँ पे किसकी प्रेज हो गई? Here it is the praise of kings. So prahastis gives the information of king's praise. King praise was, this king is so powerful, this king is so victorious, he has defeated these much of kings, so his kingdom is so large. Such type of prahastis were written by various Brahmins. So various Brahmins used to write whatever the king was telling to them. So these prahastis contain information. So what information was there? These were made of metals. So what information were these? So they tell us about the kings, how victorious he was. And sometimes when the Brahmins, they wrote such type of prahastis, then kings in return were giving lands to that Brahmins. And that record of lands, that is also kept. And that record of land, that is kept on such, these are also metal sheets that we have got. So this is a set of copper plates on which all the land grants record has been maintained. So there is also one, this is seal, one seal, it has been, because this seal means it is authenticated, it has been prepared by the ruler only. So this type of seals, this type of inscriptions that we have also got, which tells us about the administration that was being run in these cities. So I also show you so you will observe and tell me you may use chat box to write that what you are observing here and what this place may be. Yes, Bhavya, what you are observing here?
I think information about old dynasties.
Yes, information about the old things. And which place this could be? Yes, very good. So this is, many students have written in chat box also that this is that archive in New Delhi, the museum, it is museum in New Delhi, where all the old sculptures, inscriptions, manuscript, it has been placed. So this is because we can move here also, and we can see the various showcase that has been placed here, not so closely, but we can see. So all the various things that has been kept here, so which gives us information about the various kings. So such type of things that we are discussing, that all has been placed here. So if I will found more, then I will also share with you. So these all the things that has been preserved in the National Museum. So these are the punched coins that has been preserved here. This is in the National Museum of New Delhi. So many more things. So if it is related to our chapter, I will show you again. So for now, yes, Nishtay, you may also tell us what you have observed here. Yes, various Mughal coins, various paintings. Yes. So now this just I have shared with you to show that how these things has been preserved. As we are talking about Prahastis, so these Prahastis, it has been, we have found these Prahastis which gives us information. This is a set of copper plates. Okay, these are copper plates, and these are the Prahastis, where Prahasti means in praise of. जैसे Brahmins, they have written that praise, मतलब वो king की praise कर रहे हैं कि ये king बहुत अच्छा है, he has won so many wars, he has defeated many other kingdoms, and he has established a large kingdom, what he has done for the people. So all these things, they were written here in these Prahastis. So we also found such type of Prahastis which gives us information about those rulers. These Prahastis, then we have found this set of copper plates where this is written in Sanskrit and Tamil. So which gives us information that ruler was providing land to Brahmins. Which land? Because otherwise, so any Brahmin can say, this is my land, king has given to me. So whatever land was given to a Brahmin, the proper record of that things was maintained. Proper record was maintained, and it was written here that this land belongs to this Brahmin. So proper record is maintained here. So we get information from here. We also got information from this chronicle. Chronicle means a series. He has Kalhan. So Kalhan he is a poet, and he has written this long Sanskrit poem. So in this Kalhan's Raj Tarangini, so this is a long poem. So in this Raj Tarangi, he has written the Chronicles of Kings of Kashmir. Chronicle means a series. What were the various kings of Kashmir? So he has written all their names in a serial order. So chronicle means a serial order. All the names of kings who have ruled over Kashmir, they have been written here in this long Sanskrit poem. That earlier we have discussed in Prahastis. In Prahastis, what was written? The praise of kings. But Kalhan, he has written this poem, but he has not praised the king. He has written the correct things, true things, because he has got this information from various evidences, he has collected the various information from various documents, from various inscriptions, and then he has given this information to us. So various sources he has collected this information. So it means that Prahastis, the information that Prahastis are giving, they are also very useful to us. And in the same way, this Kalhan, that Raj Tarangini is the chronicle. So this also gives us information about the kings, the qualities, which type of kings were there. So now, moving further, so now till we have discussed that there were Samantas who have declared themselves, and the administration about those kingdom, how administration was taking place, and then they were collecting taxes and they were fighting with others ruler also. So yesterday we have discussed about this tripartite word. What was this tripartite word? Tripartite struggle for Kanauj. Yes, you may use chat box to write. What is the meaning of word tripartite? As they were collecting taxes, they were demonstrating their wealth. They were also demonstrating their wealth. Yes, Bhavya, 3 dynasties that fight together against the Kannauj. So tripartite means 3 parties. And which were these 3 parties which struggle for Kannauj? It means there was always fights between the kings for Kannauj, not for wealth. Okay, they were also fighting with each other for wealth. So as we have taken the example of Samantas, how they became king, in the same way, there are some other examples given that how the kings were fighting for wealth. First is example of tripartite struggle for Kannauj. Then there is example of Mahmud Ghazni. Then there is example of Muhammad Ghori with his fight with Prithvi Raj III. So these 3 means they all were fighting for wealth. There were kings fighting with each other. So now this we have discussed that for this part of Kannauj, there was struggle between the Gurjar Pratiharas, between the Rashtrakutas, and between the Palas. So these 3 dynasties, they always used to fight with each other for Kannauj. And then we have also got information about this Sultan. Sultan means also king, and he was the Sultan of Afghanistan. He was the ruler of Afghanistan. So we have also information about this, that he has also visited India. Why he has visited India? He has visited India for in the search of wealth only, because as we have discussed that all the various kings, they were fighting with each other for wealth. So he also come to know that the kings in India, they are very wealthy. They are spending too much money on the making of temples. They were demonstrating their wealth through making of temples in their area. So he also come to know that there can be possibility of wealth in India. So earlier he was ruling in the parts of Central Asia, Iran, and northwestern part of the subcontinent. Okay, so he was a ruler there, but he came to India for looting the wealth, because the temples, there were the images of deities of gold and silver. So it means the temples were demonstrating the wealth of the king. So he targeted the wealthy temples such as Somnath temple in Gujarat. So he targeted these temples. He looted all the wealth, and many times he came, looted the wealth, and then go again. 17 times he has attacked on our country and looted the wealth from time to time. So what he do with this money? He taken this money with him and then spent in his own kingdom, developing his own kingdom. So there was also power and warfare for power and wealth. So this Mahmud Ghazni, he also asked one scholar, Al-Biruni, to write. So he asked Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni name you must have listened in first chapter also, that he has written travelogue also. So in Al-Biruni, he has written one book. So that book he also wrote for asking by this Ghazni. So he written Kitab al-Hind. So Al-Biruni wrote Kitab al-Hind. So what he wrote in this book? He wrote about what attacks were made by Ghazni, where attacks were made, how many times, and how were the people of these areas where he attacked. So he has given a brief information about all these. Okay? So maybe Ghazni wanted to remember that keep all the record of what he has done. So he has asked all this to keep a record of his attacks. So this was also a warfare for power. Okay? One example, that of tripartite struggle. One example of this Ghazni. And the third example that is given in your book, that is of Chauhans or Chahmans. So what is this Chahmans, Chauhans? So they were also ruling in the area of Delhi and Ajmer. So Delhi and Ajmer area was under their control. And the best known, what was the powerful ruler of this dynasty, that was the Prithviraj III. So Prithviraj Chauhan, the name maybe you have heard of Prithviraj Chauhan. So this is he was also in this Chauhan dynasty. So Prithviraj III, he defeated Afghan ruler Muhammad Ghori. Previous was Mahmud Ghazni, and this is Muhammad Ghori. So he also came from Afghanistan. So he was Afghan ruler, Sultan Mahmud Ghori. So Prithviraj defeated him in 1191. But again, he defeated. Prithviraj went back and then come back in next year. And when he come back in next year, then Prithviraj was defeated and Mahmud Ghori won the battle. So these are the examples that how various kings, they used to fight with each other for the wealth. So then slowly there is one empire that we will discuss here, Chola Empire. So we have discussed about the various kingdoms. So what is the difference between kingdom and empire? So earlier we have discussed that there were various kings and kingdoms. The king was ruling over his kingdom. And now this is Chola's empire. Okay? And Chola's empire. Empire means the group of, maybe kingdom is a small area and the empire is large, very large area than the kingdom. Okay? It is large area than the kingdom. Okay, students, then we will continue with this Chola Empire tomorrow in our class. So you will read from your book about this Chola Empire, get some information, and then we will discuss again. So keep your queries with you so that we can discuss this more deeply. Clear? Okay then, thank you students. Take care everyone.